Okay, thank you for joining us this week. Mike Niemiec here with some morning grain and oilseed comments on this Friday, August 9th. The overnight trade's a little bit better. We got the wheat prices up around 2 cents, the corn up 1, the beans up around 6 cents, the meal up $1, and the soybean oil 50 points higher. Once again, it's also been a supportive week here so far with the wheat prices up around 10 cents along with corn, and the beans up around 20 cents. And I'll still say that the two targeted points this week has been what happened with the trade wars that kind of maybe made other people apprehensive to start the week. But in the second half of the week, we're starting to look at the fact of what the USDA is going to go and say on Monday. So be aware that we got an important USDA report coming out on Monday. But what is the USDA? Do they really have a grasp on what's going to go and say as far as what the yield and or the acres are? Because we now have put out this morning the drought monitor. The drought monitor seems like it's getting a little bit more drier, pretty much right in the main corn and soybean belt of Iowa and Illinois. And the weather forecasts have also turned mixed. So you can go and have the USDA report, but now during the month of August with the crop being behind and the trade is kind of like a little bit wondering what's going to come of this crop, you can really have something, I don't want to say explosive, but you can still have something that can go on the upside in here because we're still not finite as far as what the crop's going to go and be. I'll say flip side of it, however, is that the prices that we're at right now, there's another story on the wires where Brazil's out there talking about expanding their corn and soybean crops coming on up, so we still have this competition. We still have, how do we want to say it, the Ukraine that's also undercutting us as far as corn demand goes. So we're not out of the woods as far as the demand side goes, but we can really switch the gears in here with the supply side, particularly where we've seen where the trade has lessened their position. We're going to get a commitment trade report after the close, where they lessen their positions in the wheat and the corn, and they've added their positions in the soybeans. And the one thing that I wanted to get on out in here is that kind of mentioned it yesterday, really in favor of the soybean oil versus the meal because of what's been going on with the crush coming on down because we don't have any meal demand around the world. It seems like that we canceled more oil receipts last night, and here the oil market's making new highs for the move in the overnight trade and yesterday. And once again, someone could get cut short considering they're still, in our estimation, short maybe in the neighborhood of around 25,000 lots. So anyway, we're at our pivotal price area for the corn, wheat, and beans. I personally think that the dynamics is not all that bullish, that we can stall out at 505 D sweet, 425 corn, 895 beans. But I will also warn you that we got this drought monitor that's getting a little bit more drier, and we go another week and or two, the trade's going to look differently past the USDA report. Those are my opinions. Thank you for joining me this whole week. Not ADM or ADMIS. I thank you.